Shieldmaidens blessed by Freya.
My name is Noxia, and I welcome you to this Conqueror's Blade Quick Guide featuring the Shieldmaiden. Within this video I'm going to give you all the necessary information that you need to get started with this unit, how they defy the meta, why you see them ever so rarely, and what makes them so unique. If you wish to skip parts of this beautiful video and strictly want to get to the part that interests you, then I firstly declare you a heretic, and secondly, I've put down some timestamps for you. Now without further ado, let's talk about the basics. In design, the Shieldmaiden are a mixture of a spear unit and a sword unit. Gameplay-wise, they can be classified as a defensive and support unit with additional offensive skills. Meaning, they're good at defending, buffing allies and have the option of offense. Heavily underlining the option here. That means they're not particularly amazing at that, especially alone. However, that changes heavily if they have an additional unit with them they can buff. Then not even the Reapers stand a chance. That, of course, depending on the unit. The most difficult part of this unit is to get the hang of them. While they have multiple options and are very adaptive in almost every situation, the situation, as usual, dictates your options. Yet instead of 2 to 3 options, like other units, the Shieldmaidens give you a wide variety of moves you can perform. This is the reason why you see them so rarely. They're probably the most difficult unit to master. Now I know, it all sounds a bit much, so let me explain you the unit and their abilities in detail. The Shieldmaiden have 2 weapons with them, a sword and a spear. They have the weapon switch skill, that's the third one, that allow you to switch them. The spear gives you the option of defensive skills, which are Guardian and Cover Commander. The sword gives you the option towards the offensive skills, which are Freya's Charge and Triple Strike. Let's go over the defensive skills first. With Guardian, they run towards the chosen point and build up a 3-row block formation. As you see, the arrows, that's the indicator of where the shields will face, point always away from the Shieldmaidens. Of course, you can manually adapt that. On activation, they push back enemies in their way to set point and build up the formation. As soon as the first maiden enter the blue circle, they pop a defensive buff that gives them, and all units and heroes within vicinity, a 250 armor buff for 10 seconds. To put that into perspective, the Iron Sight skill from the epic Sword and Shield Doctrine 4 gives you merely 150 armor. And secondly, we have the Cover Commander skill. Shieldmaidens take 2 things very seriously, drinking you under the table and protecting things. With this skill, one of these things are you. On activation, they sprint towards you and form an encircled position around you while moving. As soon as they follow you with this skill, they keep their enhanced movement speed, get a 10% damage reduction, and allow you to quickly change their position in combat if needed. Now towards the sword and their offensive skills. Firstly, we have Freya's Charge. The Shieldmaiden shout out a battle cry and charge towards the direction. This is where the offensive buff lies. As soon as they shout, they give off a golden glow, popping a massive 20% damage buff. This affects, again, themselves and all allied units and heroes within vicinity. I don't think I have to put this into perspective. To my knowledge, this outclasses every other damage buff at the moment. Secondly, we have Triple Strike. On activation, they run straight towards their nearest enemy and do 2 sword strikes, and a third one with their shield. The shield strike dealing double damage. Afterwards, they will rush immediately back to you and do a passive Cover Commander. Now, sometimes they perform a little block on the spot before they strike with their shield. I don't know why they do this, I haven't figured it out. They promised to tell me if I brew a better meat than them, but yeah. One important note is that their defensive and offensive buff don't stack. Meaning, the offensive buff won't get activated while the defensive one is still active, and vice versa. Alright, with the abilities out of the way, let's talk about doctrines and veterancy. Luckily, the veterancy is the simplest thing for this unit. The top enhances the defensive abilities, and the bottom one enhances the offensive abilities. Of course, for the defensive support unit, it would be the obvious choice to skill them in defense, but if the other one works better for you, then that's just fine. It all comes down to your own playstyle after all. This brings us to the doctrines. The Shieldmaidens are classified as a spear and shield unit and are able to equip the appropriate doctrines for that. As you can see within my skills and now my doctrines, I like them to play a bit more defensive, so I give them all of the epic spear doctrines. Good now, with all of the theory out of the way, and you now knowing what the unit is able to do, it's battle time!
It's harvest time!
Alright now, after these amazing battles, I'm certain you want to get your hands on them. You can unlock them by playing through the Season 6 challenges. One really amazing thing about them is, despite the meta, they're always a good pick with their buffing abilities. All you need is a team near you, so it's best to learn them with a group of friends or people from your house. This is of course the best way to play them as well, because randoms can be a bit difficult sometimes, as we all know. I hope you enjoyed my guide, and I wish you a splentastic day.